Hey, what's going on, kids? I'm Sean from Start to Finish Gaming, and welcome back to a rainy episode 2 here on the brand new series on ARK Survival Evolved. Guys, in the last episode, we spawned here on the island, we grinded out a total of 9 levels, we ended up slowly but surely pretty much getting our base done. Unfortunately, a few things still need to get done, but we can't due to lack of engram points. Finally, we wrapped up the episode by taming ourselves our first tame, our most shops. I left off the episode by asking you guys to actually give me name suggestions, and long story short, you guys wanted it named Orange because it looks orange. I actually changed up the naming a little bit, and this is to give a little bit of homage to the Dutch national soccer team. So if you guys don't know, I'm actually a really big soccer fan, and right now the Euros are playing, which is a national competition. All European nations come together and have a big soccer tournament. So the Dutch national team, one of their nicknames is the Orange, or their Orange. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. Anyone in the comments can kind of let me know the exact pronunciation. If you speak Dutch, you'll probably know this. And let me know. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of homage, basically. So that's what I went with, just to change up the lingo a little bit. But, guys, we have a little bit of a crazy episode today. I'm really excited for it. I do want to go over a few things before we get started, though. I have changed a few things. So obviously the 0.25 XP grind is now done. We're actually at 0.5 now. I took your guys' suggestions. I want the grind. You guys want the grind. But 0.25 might have just been a little too excessive. So that was the first fix. Second fix that I've done is taming speed has actually been increased. And this is due to, kind of thinking future episodes ahead. So I've actually changed it from 3 to 4. And then finally, last but not least, spoil timer has actually been changed from 2 to 3. And the reasons we'll explain later way into the season. It's more benefiting us later down the line as opposed to right now. Finally, I did take your guys' votes into consideration when it came to using first person and third person, and it seems like we're more 50-50 on this. So guys, I'm going to be the final vote. Most of the series will be in first person. That just works a little bit better for me. Some moments I will do third person, and yeah, so we'll kind of do a mix of both, but expect more first person as opposed to third. Now, in today's episode, guys, we are going to be traveling to a few different islands and everything like that. We're going to be traveling to a few different maps, which I'm really excited about. There's a couple things that I want to grab along the way, especially some new things that have actually come along on a specific map. But there's the obelisk. That's where we have to get to. We are here just to show you guys. We are not close to the obelisk, even though it looks kind of close. So we got to run all the way there because we are not at the level, unfortunately, to actually get ourselves the raft, which you actually have to be level 16, which is way down here. But we did end up getting something in the last episode which kind of sparked my interest. This is level 8 here, and it's on Genesis 2. It's actually the canoe, a brand new item, and I will tell you guys, I've used this thing. First of all, I love it. Second of all, there's skins you can get for it, and the skins are amazing. I'm going to show that off to you guys, hopefully, by the end of this episode. But first, we do have to stop at another map to get a few things. So, let's start this episode out, guys, with a speedy uppy bit, because I have to run all the way to the obelisk and attempt not getting killed. And I don't think it's going to go well, but we'll see how this goes. So, guys, enjoy your first speedy uppy bit of the brand new series. Also, guys, if you find yourself enjoying this episode, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps me out. On top of that, guys, if you're brand new to the channel or you're already enjoying my content but you just haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And without further ado, let's see how this goes. The race to the obelisk. Alright, so kind of looking at it, we might be able to avoid the Dillos. I might not actually have to aggro them, which might be a better option, but I kind of want to see something nice and quick before we actually do this. Was there another ramp over here or no? Oh, there is. Alright, I know what we're going to do. It's going to work. Alright, sweet. Alright, let's get them aggroed. This should be the path. Let's come on down this way. Come on, Dillos. Alright, Mr. Trike. Oh, or they just drop down into the water. Alright, no big deal. Okay, we actually did it. That's awesome. Alright, let's get a little bit of water because we're a little dehydrated here. There we go. Wow, and I think we actually did the trip without any deaths. That's actually pretty damn good to start with. I did bring the food with me just in case if we were going to need a little bit of food. Doesn't really look like we need food. We ended up needing a little bit of water, but we are looking good up here. Sweet. Okay, so let's get over to the obelisk. Let's put our stuff in, and let's transfer over to the first map that we're going to be going to today. You guys will have to see which map it is when we get over there. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so welcome to the first map of the day. Welcome to Ragnarok. Yes, personally one of my favorite maps, honestly. There is a couple of particular things that we will be getting when we are here. First of all, though, obviously, just going to go through, just get the typical stuff. We're going to end up making a little shack while we're over here, because I feel like every map that we go to, we should be making some kind of little base and everything like that, just to kind of get us started, just so when we do end up coming back to this map in the future, we have a little abode ready to go. So, guys, I will be back in a little bit. Let me get all of the necessary required things, which is going to be, obviously, the axe, pickaxe. Let me get a little bit of clothes on, a little bit of armor, a little bit of weaponry, and we'll get started here on Ragnarok, and then we'll grab the things that we need, and then we'll head on over to the other map that we're going to today, Genesis Part 2. So, see you guys in a little bit. Now, there might be some of you guys asking, well, why would you head over to Ragnarok? What do you actually need over here? Now, if you do come over to Ragnarok and actually spawn in the Highlands biome, which is considered the hard/very hard biome, and you actually make your way from the beach all the way up to this area, you'll find this little farm field, basically. And this is a very significant place, and a lot of people know what's actually here, and I think they can tell what we're going to be going for next. But you can get yourself a lot of not only Savaroot, which is potatoes, you can also find these guys right here. Yes, these are rock carrots. This is the only place, period, in all of the maps where you can get actually get rock carrot freely. It's just here. And there's one particular creature that you actually can tame with rock carrots, and that is the Equus, or the horse. And if you guys don't know, Equus in particular is one of my favorite dinos, especially early game dinos on this map, but they did make a new Equus, guys. Over on Genesis, there's actually a brand new Equus. It's the R variant Equus, which is really the end game goal by the end of this episode. I want to get myself an R-Equus, and I need the rock carrots to do so, because I'm just not going to have that kind of time to end up basically getting some rock carrot seeds, planting them, and waiting. I'm a little impatient. I want my Equus, especially the R variant, because it looks amazing. So first things first, let's grab as much rock carrots as possible. Let's grab as much Savaroot as possible, because potatoes really, really fill you up. They're honestly really, really, really good if you are looking for something to eat. And this is another reason why the spoil timer was moved up in this series a little bit. It just gives us that little extra time in order to keep our rock carrots. Now, right now in particular, we have a total of 109. That should be more than enough. I will collect a little bit more along the way, but I am going to actually put the Savaroot down here so I can actually eat these while we're kind of going around this map, because there are a couple more things that we do need to grab. If you guys don't know, there's actually a little secret cave a little bit up that a ways where you can get crystal. And why do you need crystal? Well, I actually got the engram in the last episode for this reason. It's the spyglass. So hopefully we're going to be leaving this map with a spyglass too, which is really, really going to help us out, especially when we get over to Genesis 2. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know where this little farm is, I would believe most of you do, but if you are brand new to the game and you don't know where this is, it's right up here on the map, so you are looking about 2080 to get over here. It is a very far, it is basically all the way to the far east on this map. I will say that this naturally is a very, very dangerous area. You do get aloes. There is naturally a giga or two that do spawn in this area, so do be careful. It is going to take a little bit of time for all this stuff to spawn in because this is the first time of me jumping onto this map, so it just takes a little time for the stuff to spawn in. But for right now, we are relatively safe, but we'll see how it goes in a little bit. So let's head on over to that cave. I'll give you guys rough coordinates when we get there too, so you guys know where to get some crystal. If you guys do need a little bit more rock carrot too, if you guys head up to the hill, you get up to this big open field over here basically, and you'll see another broken down house. Right over here you can find a little more Savaroot if you need it. You will also find a little bit of rock carrot too. So personally, I'm going to take this basically. Might as well grab a little bit. Every little bit's going to help us, honestly. Let's grab these guys and see kind of what we're looking at right now. We have a total of 130, and as you can see, spoil timer right now is about 15 minutes, I would say, per one. So these things do actually spoil relatively quickly. Now, we're going to head on over to this direction, basically. There is this little river. The river actually helps you out when you're actually trying to find this little cave. It's going to be right up this river here, this one right in front of us, so it's not too bad. But like I said, when we get there, I will actually pull up the map just so you guys could get a rough estimate of where this cave is, and hopefully you guys could bag yourself some crystal like I hope to get. But overall, guys, just follow the river, and you'll basically get to this little point right here. Now, just to pull up the map, I'll show you when I get inside of here in case there is any dangerous creatures. Here is roughly where we are on the map. I gotta switch this back to first person. Again, pretty much the same area, 2278 roughly. And like I said, just follow this river basically, and you'll end up finding the spot. All you need is 2 crystals, so you actually don't need too much. But the problem is we are using a stone pick, so coming across crystal is going to be a bit of an issue. So let's see if we can actually get a total of 2. I would love to get a total of 4 crystal, and that's again looking a little bit into the future. Alright, we got level 11, which is awesome. We did in fact get our 2 crystal. Let's see how much more we can get though, just in case. And it looks like we're only going to get the 2. And yeah, we ended up with 2, but that's okay. What else do we need in order to... We need a little bit of fiber and a little bit of hide, so we do in fact have to go dodo killing at this point. Alright, let's make that spyglass, make things a lot easier for us. Now we have a bit of a issue. We actually need to get ourselves an Equus, and it doesn't matter what level Equus. Long story short, we're pretty much done with the prerequisites to actually head over to Genesis 2, because like I said, I want to get myself an R variant Equus, but the problem is we do have to head over that way. Now, significantly, what's over that way is the Redwood biome, where there is a ton of bad creatures, and honestly, doing that on foot, we will never survive. So, what I need to do is, long story short, I need to find an Equus that can get us over there. It does not matter what level it is. It just needs to get us there. That's all. And there's an interesting route that we might end up taking to get there, but we'll have to see what happens. First, we got to come across an Equus, so let's see how this goes. Let's see how far we have to travel to actually get our first Equus. Alright, guys, so speaking of gigas, yeah. We're not going to be going over that way anytime soon. Alright, guys, so we have our spyglass made. We've seen our first giga. And that is the first Equus sighting, and interestingly, it's a unicorn. And it's an 85 unicorn. We're taming it. 100%, we are getting this thing. So if you guys don't know, basically, the taming an Equus is like a little mini game, basically. You have to walk up to it, feed it a rock carrot, jump on the back of it, and basically you ride it until it ends up being yours. It will ask you to feed it at specific times. You guys will see the whole process done here, and it's a lot of fun. It's actually kind of cool. It's an interesting mini game that they've set up for the Equises. Now, in particular, the unicorn. There's only one unicorn on the entire map at this point, so usually it does end up spawning in the Scotland area, which is the area that we're in right now, or Highlands. Walk up, feed, jump. Anytime it bucks, that's when you're going to feed it. And now you're kind of stuck in a mini game. Now, just so you guys know, you cannot control the Equus. The Equus controls your movement. So, yeah, this Equus could basically, or this unicorn, can basically technically drag us all the way to the Giga. And there's nothing we can really do about it unless we jump off. But basically, ride it around. Eventually, it's going to stop and try to buck you off. That's when it'll prompt you to feed it. It's not too bad of a process. It's actually a lot of fun. And there it is. We have ourselves a unicorn. Now, guys, again, it's going to be up to you guys. The name of the unicorn. Let me know in the comments down below. I will let you guys know in the previous series. Our unicorn was named Miracle. Now, if you like Miracle, just say it in the comments down below. If you guys have a better name for it, let me know too. The most liked comment, that will be the name of the creature, like we did with the Mo Shops, basically. But, yeah, you guys might be sitting there like, wait, what? You just said you're going to get an R variant. Why do we get a unicorn? Well, we need to head over to the obelisk again. And this one is a lot tougher of a trip. The last trip was kind of easy to do on foot because there's not as many bad teams. But now, the closest obelisk is in, or, well, it's not in, but it's right next to the redwoods. Yeah. So, yeah, we gotta basically go to the redwoods, which really, really stinks, because that's just gonna be an absolute nightmare. So, this is why you grab the Equus. There is kind of like a, I'm not gonna call it a cheap route. It's just kind of, you know, working your way around it to get to the obelisk. I'll show you that, guys, here, because obviously I don't want to lose the unicorn. It's the only one on the map. If it was an Equus, I wouldn't really be too concerned or anything, but this is the first horse I came across, so might as well tame it, honestly. This is 2 series in a row that the first horse that we've come across is actually a unicorn. Now, in the last series, we ended up finding ours on Herbivore Island, wasn't it, right? It was like a level 5 or something like that. It was like really, really low, but this one's actually pretty promising at a level 85, which is kind of cool. But guys, we're going to start heading over to the obelisk and everything. Once we get to, well, out of the Highlands biome and everything, I'll bring you guys back to kind of show you the route that I go to actually get to the obelisk, and hopefully without any kills. That would be nice. Hopefully without any deaths. Maybe we can make this 2 for 2. So let me get my way over there, and then we'll go from there, guys. Alright, guys. So here we are down by the beach. Before we head to the obelisk, let me mention, guys, yes, I did say at the beginning of this episode that I was planning on building a base, both on Ragnarok and Genesis in this episode. Unfortunately, I did realize that I'm not high enough level for the stuff that I actually want to do. So unfortunately, this episode, no building or anything like that. I apologize, guys. But we will eventually come back to Ragnarok. Obviously, we'll head over to Genesis Part 2 at a later point too, where we'll actually get some base builds and everything like that. But here we are, down by the beach. There's the obelisk. Now, I would have preferred to have imprinted and everything like that. Traditionally, what I do is I'll get a male and a female Equus, breed them, get an imprinted one because of the speed boost, but I don't have time for that. I'm a little impatient, and we don't have a particular amount of rock carrots. We have 123. They do spoil pretty fast, obviously, in the inventory of any dino. It is going to last a little bit longer, but I really am looking for a R variant. So there's 2 ways you can go. You can basically take along the coast and go all the way down, but the problem is there's a lot of Carnos, there's a lot of Microraptors, there's a lot of just bad stuff. We'll get knocked off the mount. We'll lose not only the mount, we'll die too. There is another option, though, and that's swimming. Yes. Alright, let's move a little this way. The shark may be able to attack us, but I think we're pretty good at this point, honestly. The shark might get a bite or 2 on us, honestly. It's coming in. Yep, there we go. Oh, I think we're good, actually. Oh my gosh. So even a non-imprinted Equus can actually outspeed a shark. That's actually kind of funny. Cool. Alright. Wow, this might be the most dull couple trips that we've actually made so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the raw carrot with me. I'm also going to take the Sava root. Those are the most important things. Everything else I'm going to drop because we don't necessarily need those. I'm going to basically take the unicorn. I'm going to actually put it into the obelisk because why not? We might as well take it with us, and eventually it'll come back to the island with us. And, guys, I'll meet you on Genesis 2. I kind of was expecting a little bit more, a little bit more chaos and everything, but this has actually been nice and breezy so far. So honestly, I'm actually pretty excited about this. Let's get the unicorn up. Let's get ourselves over to Genesis 2, and yeah. All right, welcome to Genesis Part 2. Second new map of today's episode. Jeez. Unfortunately, for some reason, I did not actually get the cutscene. So, unfortunately, you guys aren't going to be able to see it. I think everyone has seen the cutscene. I absolutely love it. I think everyone, honestly, really is loving how this map has come out and everything. It's amazing. I love this map, honestly, so far. It's actually one of my favorites, I would say. And I know it's brand new, but still. What's nice, too, is we are actually right next to an obelisk. So, we're going to grab our stuff, and we're going to go Equus hunting at this point. R-Equises. Alright, so pretty damn good start when it comes to the Equises. I've seen a few of them so far, but this is by far the nicest one I've seen. Oh my god, a 145. That's amazing. Alright, let's take a look at the colors. The colors look really, really nice, but let's toggle this off so we can... Oh my god. Look at you. Alright, please don't throw me off the edge. That's all I'm asking. Please. Alright, let's give this a shot, because this thing looks amazing. Go slow. Speed. Ooh, still 100%. Okay, thank God. And she is ours. That is a 145 female. Now, guys, I will let you know, this one you guys will not be naming because I'm planning on getting a male in this episode so we can breed these two. So you guys will have the chance to name the, pretty much the new baby and everything. But let's take a look at the colors. Oh my god. So what I'm really, really liking, obviously, with the new Equus is they kind of made it look like... I don't even know what they made it look like. This thing just looks amazing, though. Let's kind of jump off and have a quick look here. But just look at that. That just looks amazing. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's check out the stats and see kind of what we're looking at. 1955 in health, 2408 stam. Wow. 518 in weight, and 272 melee. So I believe this also works with the R-Equus. I think the R variants basically get... a little less in health, but a boost in melee, if I'm not mistaken. So it's traditionally, I think, 3% reduction in health, 5% increase in melee. So not looking too bad. Hopefully we get a male with a little bit better in the melee department. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this girl over. I'm just going to drop her off on a random spot, and we'll kind of have to remember where I put her, because right now... I don't have any engrams, so it's not like I can, sorry, I don't have any hexagon points, so it's not like I can buy myself a cryo and hold on to her or anything like that. So I'm going to actually get, what kind of egg is that? It is... Alright, guys, yes, what better place to leave her than where we ended off the last series? We're right here at the old stomping grounds, and honestly, I felt like this was the best spot to leave her. We'll end up finding a really high male, breed them, and see how it goes, and I just can't get over how amazing the colors look on this thing. Hopefully we can get a male looking really, really good too, but we had a good start with a 145 female. Let's see how we do male-wise. Let's see what we can find, guys. Alright, well... Well, we got a 145 female, so why wouldn't we get a 145 male? Oh my gosh, that is awesome. And he is ours. Okay, let's take a quick look at his stats. Let's also get into the sun, too, and kind of get an idea of what his color... Ooh, he's actually kind of nice. Alright, so he's got a little bit of purple, too. He's a little more subdued than the female, but let's take a look at the stats. Okay, so 1536 in health, which is... not as good as the female. 2072, I believe the female is better in the stamina department. Weight-wise, he is a little bit better, I believe. I think the female was like 575 and 302 melee. So you know what? They are pretty balanced out. Now, as this guy was taking me on a little bit of an adventure here, I did come across a couple of more Equises, and I kind of want to take a look at them before we head on back, because I did see this red one in particular. I don't know what level. 95, never mind, okay. I was like, well, you know, might as well take a quick look if it's actually a decent one. But what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to bring him back to our little base area over there. I'm going to let those lovebirds hang out, but we're instead going to go do a couple missions because I actually want to do... Oh yeah, I came across this one before, and that's actually a really cool one, but it's only level 20, so unfortunately not going to be joining our little posse here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring this guy back to the female, have the lovebirds hang out there. We're going to go do missions because I actually want to get the skins for the canoe because the skins look really, really cool, honestly. And we actually have to go out and grind out a few things to actually get ourselves the canoe, period. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky in the missions and actually get the canoe as a reward, too, along with the skins. But the skins look really, really nice, and I kind of want to show them off to you guys if you guys haven't seen them yet, because to be honest, the beta one in particular, I think is the nicest, but we'll show that off in a little bit. I'll see you guys at the mission terminal, and we'll get the mission started. Alright, so now that we have our canoe, now we can go and get the skins, which is actually pretty simple, honestly. Just head to one of the terminals here, go to show mission list, and you're actually going to be going all the way down to the bottom where you're looking for Team Downriver Run. Now, typically, you do this in a team, but it's just by myself, so it's fine. Today, we're just going to focus on Gamma and Beta. So, Gamma we'll get started with. Overall, it's actually a pretty easy mission. You end up just kind of going downriver and just making sure that you don't end up breaking your boat along the way through the rocks. So, let's see how it goes, guys. But if you guys haven't done this mission yet, it is fairly simple. Just kind of follow the river and everything, go through each one of those hexagons, and then kind of work your way down river. I will be honest, Beta and Gamma and Beta are actually pretty easy to do. Alpha does take a team to do it, so on single player, it is going to be really tough to get myself to hopefully get the final skin, which is a tech skin, surprisingly. But you basically just have to make sure that you don't hit the sides like I just did there, and prevent your canoe from taking too much damage, because then it breaks and you lose the mission. Alright guys, at the final stretch. I don't want to end up spoiling the mission for some people if they're brand new to this and they actually haven't done the mission yet. So, you guys get to see the beginning and the end, basically. But here we are, nice and easy. We got 12 minutes and change still left over, and we did it. So we got through Gamma, we get the skin, we also get a few other items. So let's see what it actually gives us. We ended up getting a Sarco saddle, and we also ended up getting a Scorpion saddle. Yeah, for some reason it does this weird glitchy thing. That it kind of like screen like goes white and black, white and black. I will say you get a ton of levels from doing missions, honestly. So we've gotten a lot of levels so far in this episode. I'm gonna do that. We are now at level 17, and we do actually have this skin here, which is the modern canoe costume, and we'll go over it in a little bit. But first, I'm gonna run through the beta one. I'm just gonna bring you guys back at the end of the mission. So I can show off the skin and show off what else I got. So, see you guys in a little bit, and we'll go over the importance of missions and everything too after the fact. So, see you guys in a little bit. And with plenty of time to spare, we are now done with Beta. Overall, I really, really like this mission. It's really relaxing, honestly. I really, really enjoy it. But we did, in fact, get the second skin, and we also got a couple hexagons and a thorny dragon saddle. So not too bad. I will say, doing the missions, though, you get a lot of levels. Like, we got 3, and now we have another 3. So we're already at level... Yeah, we're going to be at level 20. So it is what it is there. Let's do 2 there, and then let's do 1 in Fortitude. But we are currently level 20. let's look at all the engrams that we actually have at this point, because now we do not have an engram issue anymore. Let's run through and just kind of get what we need to get. Mortar and pestle is going to be a must with narcotic. Let's see, 117 left. I would like to get a fishnet, because why not? Let's see, what else can we actually get here? Boulders are going to be important. Bow and arrow is going to be very, very important. We can actually unlock the wooden stuff now, so we can actually make a decent base, which isn't bad. We can also unlock fish basket. I don't know if we're going to do that just yet, though. Pressure plate we will in the future. We're not going to worry about that right this second. Let's see, what else can we unlock? We can unlock the wooden raft, finally. The large storage box. Storage box, yes. Let's keep going. This stuff we don't necessarily need yet. Feeding trough would be nice, so let's get that. We have 62 points left. Now these are going to be the big ones. Refining forge, smithy, pick, and hatchet. And hopefully we can gain another level in order to get the Equus saddle. And we can actually get the Mowing saddle too, which is actually kind of cool at this point. But let's head on back to base, guys. Let's say hello to HLNA first. And then let's head on back to our little base area and check out the brand new skins that we got. I'm really, really excited and really, really interested to check these on out, because they look really nice. Now, why are missions important here on Genesis 2? If you guys don't know, you need missions in order to basically to unlock. You have to basically do missions to allow you to tame the Striders, which are actually really, really good on this map. They're the best gatherers of just every resource on this map, and they're really damn cool. And the process of taming them is actually really, really interesting. But we're not going to be touching that right now. Overall, let's head over to the canoe. This is the normal canoe. It doesn't look too bad, honestly, right now. But then you can add some skins to it, and the skins look interesting. And it obviously depends on what you prefer the skins and everything to be. But we'll start with the modern, which is just going to basically make it a little boat, basically. And it looks really, really nice, honestly. You can paint these up, which is really, really nice, too. And you can get some interesting combos. But to be honest, this overall is my favorite. This is the beta one that you can get, and it just looks so nice. And on top of that, you can also put so many different color combinations into this. But it is the Viking canoe. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Once you also put some colors and dyes and everything on this, it looks sick. It looks absolutely amazing. And this is basically what you're going to be riding around in. And this is what we're going to be riding around in the series, because I think this just looks absolutely hilarious. But at the same time, what's nice about the canoe is you can actually, let's see if it actually tells you in here. I'm actually kind of curious. I don't know if it does. It does not. First of all, weight-wise, holds up to 2,000 pounds worth of stuff, which is actually pretty nice. Another benefit of the canoe is you can actually pick it up. So it's not like a raft where you would actually have to just leave it there. You can actually pick this up and put it into your inventory, which is actually really, really nice too. And I think it actually helps with spoil timing and everything like that. I think it actually, I think it's almost like a preserving bin in a sense. That if you put food and stuff in here, the spoil time on it increases and everything like that. So it's a really, really cool thing. I actually really, really like the canoe. And like I said before, you can just pick it on up and you're all good and you got your canoe. And then it actually keeps the skin on there, which actually kind of, yep, there it is. That's what it says. There we go. Its storage reduces spoil time. So yeah, it does. We ended up also getting the Thorny Dragon saddle. I'm going to chuck it. We don't need that. We got a Scorpion saddle. We're not going to use that. And the Sarco saddle can go too. But for now, that's actually not too bad. I'm actually really, really liking that. But now, let's get into the breeding of the Equises, because that's all we've been waiting for, guys. And now that we're actually in the light, we can see how these two actually look. I'm going to be honest, I think I want literally the female's colors, because that just looks absolutely amazing. But honestly, once we start breeding these and everything, it could actually look really, really nice with the combination of the red and whatever this one has, which I guess is like a gray on the spots. I don't know. We'll have to see kind of what happens. But let me get to breeding, and we'll end up finding out what the best Equus we can get out of this group is. Alright guys, so been breeding these guys up and we finally have our perfect male, and this is the one that I'm going to be breeding. It's actually right on over here, honestly, and we'll go through it in a minute with all the stats and everything like that, but I will let you guys know that this whole breeding process has taken a lot longer than I expected, and we ended up getting a lot of levels, honestly. We're actually sitting at level 25 now, so overall stats-wise, I pretty much bumped up weight to 250, movement speed's up to 112, and fortitude is sitting at 2. I'm not sure if we did have fortitude or not before, so that's why I kind of, I'm not sure if I actually had that or not, so wanted to go over it anyways. I realized that, yes, this is supposed to be a very grindy series, so I am going to make a little bit of a sub rule from what I made earlier in the episode. So we are going to stay at 0.5 XP. I think that's totally okay. I think the biggest issue was basically breeding, because if we end up getting a baby that we don't actually want, we have to kill it, and you get a lot of XP. Even at 0.5 XP, you still get a lot. Another thing is the missions. You actually get a lot of XP from the missions. If you guys remember earlier in the episode, when we did the Gamma and the Beta mission, we got 3 levels each. That's a total of 6 levels just from 2 missions. So I think this is what the new rule is going to be. We're going to sit at 0.5 XP for the series, but when we're coming over to Genesis to do missions, or if we're going to be doing some breeding where I am going to be killing the babies and stuff, I'm going to drop it back down to 0.25, so it kind of balances itself out. So I apologize, guys, that we're making all these little adjustments and everything along the way. I would have preferred to have this done before the series, but you live and learn, guys. So we're sitting at level 25. It is a little bit higher than I expected it to be, but this is the brand new baby, at least right now. I know we're not really in the sunshine or anything. Don't worry, guys. Once the baby's fully grown, I will actually show off what it looks like and everything, but it is really nice, honestly. The colors that the colors are pretty much from the mother, so it actually looks really nice. Imprinting wise hasn't been too bad so far. We've only had 1 imprint. I will go over the cryopods and everything, guys. I know that might confuse you guys, like why I have cryopods and everything. I'm gonna wait for this imprint. Hopefully it's actually pretty good. If it's not, then yeah, we'll go from there basically. But hopefully this one's a good imprint. Then I'll kind of go through the cryopod settings and everything and why I actually have cryopods at this point. Alright, he just wants a cuddle. That is perfect. Okay, so let's go over the cryopods. Let's kind of go over that while actually this guy sits here and everything. I gave him the berries. Perfect. So let's kind of whistle him to stop. Let's get back in the sun, and we'll kind of talk about this, like why we have cryopods this early. So, if you guys don't know, HLNA here has an actual store where you can get cryopods and stuff like that, which we've done missions, so we do have the hexagons required, and I've went ahead and I bought 3 cryopods. Now, I will tell you guys, cryopods, I am not taking them with me. I'm literally, right when I leave here, I'm going to be chucking these basically down into the water. I'm not actually taking them back to the island because technically we're not at the proper level for cryopods. I believe it's level like 46, 47, something like that. It just makes us, it makes the breeding process a little bit easier. So if you guys don't know, if you're on PvP mode on console, using a cryopod, throwing it out, it gives you the 300-second cryo timer. If basically with the babies, everyone knows this, but basically you would take the baby, throw it out, get the timer started, basically put it back into the cryo, throw it out again, and it's cryo sick. You basically go into the toggle, like the wheel, and basically unclaim the dino and then kill it. And it's a lot easier to kill. You don't end up using as much durability on your weapons and stuff like that. And it's just an overall easy process to keep everything nice and clean, which is where I ended up just getting a lot of levels. So I will tell you guys, don't worry, like the tech suit and everything, none of it's coming with us. And don't worry, once we get to the obelisk, once we're going to leave here and everything, I will show you guys that none of that stuff is coming with us to keep everything transparent. I will also let you guys know, too, that yes, I am doing this breeding and imprinting and all that in this episode. It's going to be meshed in this episode. I will let you guys know in future episodes. What I want to actually do is, when it comes to base building, when it comes to breeding and imprinting stuff that is time-consuming, I'm planning on doing live streams for that. It gives you guys a chance to ask me questions. You guys get to see this whole process. of how I do the whole breeding and imprinting and all that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to base building, sometimes if it's going to be a little bit bigger of a base, we'll do it as a live stream instead of it being in the episode, because you guys might have questions about building techniques and stuff like that that you wouldn't really be able to get answered if it was an actual episode. So just stay tuned for that. For the first base, obviously, I think I'm going to probably do that, incorporate it in an episode. Obviously, with the first breeding here, incorporate it into this episode. So stay tuned, guys. I'll announce that kind of stuff ahead of time too, so we're all kind of in line, in check, and everything like that. But this thing is looking absolutely amazing, and I think it's going to be really good, honestly. The stats are pretty damn decent. We'll go over them once it's fully imprinted and everything, but I have a feeling this guy's going to be pretty good, and it gives you guys a chance to actually name this thing, which is actually kind of cool, too. I like doing this concept of you guys choosing the names, because as you guys know, I am not the best when it comes to name choices, but I'll give my suggestion on what I think this creature should look like. But let me get the full imprint done. Let's get this guy grown up. We can take a look at the colors. I'll let you know kind of what's going on and what's going on in my head. So let's see how this goes. Wants to go on a walk. Perfect. Alright, coming up on the last imprint for this guy. Let's see what it is. Hopefully a cuddle or a walk. And wants to go on a walk. Perfect. So we're going to get 100% imprint with this guy. Looking great. This thing looks amazing. We'll take a look at it once it's fully done. 25%. Awesome. So once it's fully grown, let's take a look at this guy. And, yeah, we'll check out the final stats and everything. So really, really excited about this. Alright, guys, now that it's fully grown up, fully imprinted, let's check out the stats so we could show this thing off. So overall, 2346 in health, which actually isn't that bad when it comes to the R-Equuses. If you guys don't know, the R variant ends up having about 3% reduction in health, but about a 5% increase in melee, so it's actually not too shabby. 2408 stamina is pretty damn good, honestly. 747 in weight is pretty good, too, if I do say so myself. And then finally, 361 melee damage is actually really, really good when it comes to an Equus. Why would you want to Equus this early? First of all, it's a really, really good berry gatherer. Obviously, the weight-wise, it can actually hold a decent amount of stuff, which is really, really nice. It can move very, very fast, especially with the imprint bonus that it gets. It actually gets a speed bonus when you imprint it and everything like that. Finally, at level 20 or 21, I believe, let's kind of scroll down here, you can actually unlock its saddle, level 20, right here. And what this is, it's actually really, really good, because it ends up being basically a mortar and pestle for you, and it's just a mobile mortar and pestle, and it's actually... It's really, really, really handy. It's just absolutely amazing to end up crafting narcotics and stuff on the road, end up crafting spark powder, really anything that you need in the early game. There's one more really good thing about it, honestly. Its melee isn't the best, but it has 2 different attacks, so to protect itself, it will do this little kind of bite, I guess, or whatever. But if you use the left trigger, which is its secondary attack, it'll actually do this buck kick. And what's nice about the buck kick is it'll actually induce torpor on a dino. So it will actually, theoretically, if your melee's high enough and if the dino is that low, you could theoretically knock out a creature with this. So this is actually a pretty good early starting tame dino when it comes to knocking out creatures. Like, for example, this is an Ovis right here, 135. Okay, maybe not that as an example. I don't really want to knock that one out. There was a 15 over here before, so I kind of want to show you guys how this works. And obviously, most of you guys, I think, do know this, but there are maybe some of you guys that are just watching this series that have never played the game before, or you actually just bought ARK since they have the new Ultimate Edition, which basically gives you everything, all the maps, all the DLC, everything. So, there should be a... Okay, maybe the Ovis is gone. Oh, he might be over there. Okay, he might have traveled a bit here. Let's head on over. Let's check him out quickly. I think this is the one, honestly. Level 15. Perfect. So, all you do is simply, obviously with the Equus, it's a little finagly. You have to kind of do this. A couple of buck kicks, and you can either kill it or knock it out, which that first kick actually did, in fact, knock it out. What's nice about the Ovis, if you guys don't know, it gives you a ton of mutton, which is actually one of the best, basically, meats to tame your carnivores with. So this is actually really, really beneficial. That's what's really, really nice about Genesis Part 2. You can actually get this stuff pretty much right in the starting area. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to drop all this stuff. The biggest downside with mutton is, obviously, everyone knows this, mutton basically does not stack itself. So it will run out fairly quickly because it is the best resource, honestly, when it comes to taming creatures, besides kibble, obviously. But kind of moving through this, let's add a little bit into stamina. So now we are level 26. I am going to keep the cryopods just for another minute or two. I will throw them out, and we will go over kind of what I'm bringing back over to the island. So we're not bringing the tech suit. I already mentioned that. We're not going to be bringing the cryopods, I've already mentioned that. I am going to leave the other Equises here, basically. I'm going to let them hang on out. I did actually line them up because I kind of wanted to show you the progression of how we got to this Equus overall. And obviously in live streams, this will obviously help you guys a little bit more because you'll get to see it firsthand. But kind of going from where did we come from and how do we get to our 242. So these were the two that we actually got in earlier in this episode. Both 217s, they ended up having the female 1955 in health, 2408 stam. The male ended up having 623 weight and 302 melee. So I end up naming my creatures these. It just makes the process a little bit easier. And also, too, when you actually get a baby, you can actually go into here, check the ancestors, and the parents' names are the stats you're looking for. So it just makes it a little bit easier, honestly. But after a long time of breeding these two, I ended up getting this male. This male had 1955 in health, 623 in weight, and 302 melee. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking this female and breeding with this one. And basically now, it's a little bit easier to get our perfect one, which ended up taking a little bit longer than expected, but here is our final result, and this thing looks absolutely amazing, honestly. And I ended up, I think, getting all the same colors as the mother, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm actually kind of happy. The mother looks really, really, really nice. There was a combination that was kind of cool, I will say, is the red with the actual gray here. It made it look pretty damn cool, but I'm actually really, really happy with this guy here. Now, obviously, guys, I'm going to leave it up to you guys with name suggestions and everything like that. Personally, when I see this creature, I think either like a, almost like a peppermint stick, kind of like that. I was thinking candy cane, maybe peppermint, something like that. That's personally kind of what I see with this, but obviously, it comes down to the most liked comments. So overall, guys, throw your name suggestions down in the comments down below. And I'll pick the most liked one, and that'll be the name of it. Basically, like we did with the Mo Shops, naming it Orange. I kind of went with something a little bit different, but at the same time, it is still named Orange. It's just in a different language. I'm going to head over to the obelisk now, because this is pretty much all that we're taking here. You guys will obviously have a chance to name it, leave your suggestions down in the comments, and yeah, overall, let me meet you guys at the obelisk, so you guys know exactly what I'm taking back to the island, just trying to keep everything transparent. So, I'll see you guys over there, and we'll check it on out. Alright guys, here we are at the obelisk. Pretty simple, just going to drop all that. I'm going to head on in here. We're going to go to access inventory. We're going to send up the Equus, basically. Let's do that now. Equus should be gone. Let's drop our stuff. I'm going to drop the 3 cryos, obviously. I'm going to take off the helmet and... come on. There we go. Take off all this stuff. I'm actually going to throw this stuff in my inventory, too, because some of this I will be taking back with us. And let's throw everything in here that we are going to be taking. Why did it seem like I just put the tech back on? Oh my god. Alright, I'll have to drop that in a second here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go in here, just make sure all of our stuff is there. It is. Let's add this, 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 and this. So, guys, let's say goodbye to... oh, because I'm... oh, so I'm going to have to... okay, I know how I'm going to do it, guys. Never mind. Okay, guys. Gonna say goodbye to Genesis Part 2 for right now. We will make our way back over here at some point. I will say, drops are absolutely amazing here. There's also a lot of amazing dinos. We will be coming back here just at a later time. I don't want to end up basically getting too much OP stuff right now when it comes to saddles, when it comes to items and stuff like that, and end up ruining the grind that we're trying to build here with this series. So, that, in fact, is going to wrap up today's episode, guys. Don't worry, I'll show it off in the next episode. I will not have tech over on the island. But expect a little bit of base building, expect a little bit of, I don't know, we'll kind of see when we get back to the island what we're exactly going to do. But, like I mentioned, guys, make your name suggestions down in the comments down below, not only for the R-Equus. I totally forgot that we got the unicorn in this episode, so throw your name suggestions down there. The name suggestions that I have is maybe something along the lines of, like, for the unicorn, in previous series we've named our unicorns Miracle, and then when it comes to the newest Equus, either like Peppermint, Candy Cane, something like that, because just the colors. But obviously, best suggestion, best name, most liked name down below is the one that we're going to go with. So get your votes down there. But that, in fact, is going to wrap up today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, smash that like button. Questions, comments, leave it down below. If you're new to the channel or you're already enjoying my content but you just haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps me out. And I'll see you guys in the next one when we are back on the island. I'll see you guys on the next one.